Hi, I'm Jenson Titus.
I'm Nick.
I'm Nick.
Rick.
And singing
Wait,
is
I
worse
start-
than talking.
I start OnlyFans, and
Called Nick
I'm Nick. And everyone's like, have you been watching Nick?
Yeah.
We can't have this as the opening because it's Bleeps and Bloops.
I don't care.
You
Who
don't do them when
cares?
you edit.
I don't need to.
I don't
I don't
wanna
have
get-
to do that. I'm Nick.
I don't want to get demonetized.
Demon.
You're dressed as a guy who says, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do.
I'm dressed. Oh, that's true.
I don't have to vote.
I don't have to demonetize.
I gotta demonetize. Come over here and take them because of your guns.
I'm Jenson Titus.
I'm Nick Shepard.
And this is Art to Me,
This is a show
where we
and it's podcast.
and it's a podcast where we talk about what was art to us this week
And we feel qualified to do that
because
of what happened to us, our traumas, our honestly triumphs,
and our muscles.
pure
Space.
pure space.
Look at us. Two guys who used to be boyfriends, and we
And-
run a company together called Very Gay Paint.
That's true.
And we're just having a podcast now.
We're having a blast.
And you're on episode 5.
You have made it to episode
You'll
5.
do anything for us, won't you?
You've experienced the lowest of the low, the highest of the high, and the middle
and
part
the mid.
as well.
You've been mostly
You've
experiencing
been mostly
the middle.
experiencing right,
balance.
vibing right along in the
Yeah.
middle
And so this episode is
Yeah.
actually a really special episode because
of the way we're dressed.
so this episode we're going to be straight. And so what that's going to look like for you as a viewer and a listener is terrifying.
Well,
So
if you're
we'll
not
get right into
viewing
that.
it and you're only listening into it,
Then you've probably been kidnapped because you would do anything to watch it. Do you know what I mean?
they say, we'll leave your AirPods in.
Leave
They
your
go, you
AirPods
playing Nic
in.
and Jenson?
You playing Nick?
You-
All right.
Y'all watch Nick.
Watching one of those AirPods.
We can't keep saying that because it's Bleeps and Bloops.
Nick, would you imagine? I'm not gonna edit it out. I'm not gonna put a bleep in. What do you think this is?
So we can't. That's my whole point. Is we can't say that kind of stuff because we can't leave them in, and you won't take them out.
We'll explain that later, guys. Don't worry.
Who are we explaining it to?
But
That's a problem for later.
for me, we'll explain that to me later, guys. Relax.
Explain
okay?
that to me, please. Me, anytime anyone's really kind of talking about
Yeah,
anything.
That's what me when you said pejorative.
Explain that to
Explain
me,
it to me, please.
All right. Perfect
So,
opening.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm going to do an art to me. Do we have anything to get off our chests just right off before we do that?
I don't think so. We had a lot of cheese today.
Yeah.
As a group, collectively, we ate a lot of cheese.
Hard
right before
cheese,
this.
soft cheese.
I was gracious enough to donate from my cheese.
You really
side of my
are doing
fridge.
snack house. When you come to my house, I don't have snacks.
That is like, to me, that feels like a hate crime to not have snacks. at your
I'm like a
home.
housewife, and I'm like, that could really ruin someone's reputation. Why would you say that about me?
But for
That
real,
is the worst thing you could say
you
to someone.
have to have snacks.
Will
in
you look
your
at my
home
arms?
for yourself. Yeah, I am. I'm looking at you in the tank top, and I'm thinking you're looking nice. That's a good. Like, I'm proud for you.
Yeah.
I'm proud boy for you.
Oh, you dressed it.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
dressed it.
You're dressed it, Nick.
You have to cool it.
Why, dude? Oh, sorry. Nick.
Yes.
Does that work? Is that
Nick
working?
Freaks.
Nick Freak.
Nick Freaks.
Oh, we were saying instead of
I've been saying nevertheless she freaked it to people, and they are not laughing.
That's funny. Nevertheless, she freaked it. But I was with Vinny yesterday, and we were saying precum dress instead of freakum dress.
You know that's an old. I was saying that
Pre-cum?
all the time. Yeah.
A precum dress?
Pre-cum dress is one of my first tweets.
That is so
from like
funny.
2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were ahead of your time.
Got my pre-cum dress on.
Yeah, I got my precum dress on.
Monica Lewinsky doll on my dress.
Someone dancing in a dress and it's just spotted and stained.
Got my pre-cum dress on. Oh, every
my
woman got
pre-cum
one. That rocks. Yeah, no, I know all about pre-cum dress.
Yeah, I really like that.
Lateral thinking. What's that called when two people have the same thought?
I almost said class consciousness.
No, like we totally have class consciousness. We're always thinking the same thing at the same time. We're always finishing each other's consciousness. Art to me.
That's when my entire choir class realized that our teacher was gay. And then he got
worse, he
murdered.
was murdered.
Yeah.
You're gonna
My
have to
choir
go.
teacher was
okay.
murdered by one of our students in high school. It was so crazy. It was the craziest thing that I have. It's like feels like a movie I watched.
He's leaving out the part where the student was him.
Should I kill again? That's for another episode.
Okay.
That's for our Patreon.
Yeah. Oh my God. If by the time we've hit, because it's the 6th week.
Yeah.
And we don't have a Patreon yet.
Yeah.
That's because that's freaked. Okay, we've got one. It's going.
It's been confirmed
and it's
by
where
production
Jenson
that we
will
have
tell this
one.
story.
By CG Farmer.
Planting some little seeds.
I'm naming names today.
I still
revealing
don't know.
who's behind the camera this
I still
time.
don't know their names.
I just said a name and then a job.
Cigarette Munchkin. A name and a job.
And then we have Orin Orthodontist.
It's actually Orinthodontist. You could be a drag king doctor named Orinthodontist when you're not being
Can
your
I have
drag
you
queen
say just
character.
can I have you say your drag name?
Why you can't say it?
I won't feel comfortable.
Tranet.
Should we not feel comfortable saying it?
I just would rather let Orin say it.
Is it last name Traxon?
As Tranet Traxon? That's what I was thinking.
Do you
I
know?
was
Well, you
thinking
know Jared
Captain
Goldstein's
Tranet.
drag name, right?
What? Oh yeah, I do. Do you feel comfortable saying it?
It's her name. I'm
It
not
is
saying
true.
anything bad by saying it. Jared Goldstein's drag character is named Rinzi Rohan.
And Jared Goldstein is
Beautiful.
a mixed
Talented.
man. He's half Asian, half white. And so that's his drag name.
It's really
It's really funny. It's like it's just
Good.
smart. It's a funny. It's funny.
just smart, and you can't argue with funny.
Like it's like funny because it's like. I think he's a fart.
I think he's a fart.
I think he's fart and smutty.
He's even a fart.
He's fart and smutty.
That's like something my dad would not stop saying when I was a kid.
What?
Fart and smoney.
Really?
Yeah.
He would say that?
My dad's got like 10 to 15 things that he's been saying almost every day for his whole life.
Name another one.
This is going to be tough for me.
Come on.
Another one that he says, he does like, nice to meet you, I'm dad. Nice to meet you, hungry, I'm dad.
Yeah.
He'll do that one.
That's a good one.
He'll do, nope, nothing
right.
else is coming to mind.
Let's move on from that.
Blocked out my whole childhood.
That was embarrassing for you to not remember more.
I remembered
I'm
one
kidding.
in
I'm
addition to
kidding.
one other one, which is two.
I don't think you're going to be able to live after this. Guys, laugh.
Please laugh. My apologies, flappers. You guys have been great.
I'm kidding. My apologies, flappers. You guys
Yeah.
have been great.
I'm so sorry, flappers. You guys have
Just-
been great.
Okay.
This is no longer really a podcast. It's just kind of word association now.
So art to me, I started last episode. Do you want to start?
You want me to start?
Or do you want me to start?
No, I'll start.
All right.
Keeping a secret.
Yeah. That's an art.
Because there are multiple ways that you have to do it. Because it's not always enough to just be silent. Sometimes in keeping a secret, you have to lie.
Yeah.
Sometimes in keeping a secret, you have to
do have to
divert attention to something totally different.
Yes, you do.
This will not come out until after it's happened, but I am taking my boyfriend to Disneyland for his birthday.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
I went to his job and I was like, hey, I need to know what days Errol has off so that I can plan this because I need to buy tickets way ahead of time. Can you just let me know? I'm not asking on his behalf for any days off, just the week of his birthday. What will they be? And they told me, and then I thought, and one of the ones they gave me, they kind of only told me one of them because they're like, we'll be making the schedule, but we'll promise this day will be off. It's not his actual birthday, but it's the day right before. And I was like, great, that'll be the day. I'll buy the Disneyland tickets. And then I was like, oh shit, if he gets the schedule and then switches with someone to have his real birthday off, he's going to be
clunked.
working. I'm clunked because we're with Disneyland. And so I had to say, hey, Errol, here's what happened. I'm going to do something amazing for your birthday. And we're kind of going to be going all over the place. We've got a lot of different little things.
Yeah.
And
Which
for
is
that
not
reason,
a lie.
it is kind of. It's
No.
in the middle.
You're doing a lot of different little things
I'm
at
not
Disney.
lying. My first intention is not to lie. It's to keep the secret.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we just are going to be in a lot of places, and I've booked the day in a many ways.
Yeah.
And for that reason, don't switch your schedule when you get the 17th off. I can promise you have the 17th off. And he was like, that's so sweet. I think I know what it is. And I was like, It's actually a number of things. So I don't think you know all the things that it is. Just trying to like talk about how
Now you're
populated the
not
day.
only trying to keep a secret, you're also trying to
Forge a new reality.
like really push him away from the truth.
Right. I'm like, when we've collected all the
Which I
clams
guess
on the
is
beach.
keeping a secret, actually, now that I said it out loud.
Well, because he was like, should I get a dog walker? And the brilliant thing I did was I was like, oh, yeah, I just think in the middle of the day, us in between a couple of the things, running to your house is just not going to be worth. Like, it's just better to get the dog walker, which I think was really.
That's nice. That's thinking on your feet.
I think I'm going to tell him the morning of the 17th, it's Disneyland today, and he's going to go, I know.
Yeah, but you know what? He'll really appreciate that you tried to keep him off the scent.
And it's hard. I'm bad at keeping secrets. I'm really bad at it. I want to share.
me
I
too.
feel compelled to like, and not even just like.
Do you feel that way when it's somebody else's secret, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Still.
I don't often share the secrets, but I feel really compelled to. I feel an inclination to like, I just heard the most crazy thing.
I feel that way when it's happened a couple of times where somebody has. It's more like maybe like an emotional secret about something or like about an event. And
What's an emotional secret?
Or like you feel something.
Don't tell anyone I'm feeling sad.
I mean, sure. But you know what I mean? Like you feel a certain way about somebody or something that happened and they're going to like talk to them about it at some point or what, like there's just like something building up, right? Or they're like, next time it happens or something, I'm going to talk to them about it. And so then you interact with someone and they're like, this person hasn't really been like, it feels weird with them. And you're like, I know
Totally.
exactly how they feel about you.
But my job
and I
right
know
now is to
exactly
leave
what
it
they want to
between
say
them.
about you. And I've also been in a situation where I go, and I feel the same way. But me even talking about,
Totally.
I can't tell you how I feel about you using that.
You're talking about me?
Because, no. I wish. No, I'll tell you how I feel about you. But that to me is when it gets really hard to keep a secret. And it feels
I was
really
going to
like,
cite the same
I feel like
kind
I'm
of
really
thing.
lying in that
No.
moment.
Well, are you responding with lies or are you responding and being just like, that is crazy?
I usually just go like, you should talk to them.
That's the best way you could respond.
But also for me, I think what it is I would hate to be in that person's position. And I would be like, oh, I would just I think the scariest thing for me is that that someone I care about would think something about me, or that a group of people that I care about would be talking about me about something specific and I didn't know.
But I would hope that we're cultivating, especially with people close to us, people that would let us know.
But sometimes in a community like the comedy community in LA, sometimes you have friends that you don't necessarily like know how if they're gonna tell you how they feel. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me personally, I've started to just not like close anyone out, but just I've had to really be like, who can I trust that's gonna like tell me how they feel about me? But sometimes you don't know. Like, you just have a big group of comedy friends, and you're like my
life has changed so much. I used to feel that way, but now I'm just like at home with my little projects, and I like
that's good.
Interact with like 7 people who really like me a lot.
Yes, that is how you should do it.
I guess. Tell me a secret. Will you tell me a secret right now?
I don't think I have any.
It doesn't even have to be
secrets right
yours.
now. I don't think I have secrets right now.
Yeah, you do.
I really don't. I mean, nothing that would be like even like exciting.
It does not have to be exciting.
Or like, I don't know. Secret. Because I'm like, are they even secrets, or are they just things that like
Sequence.
I just don't need people knowing about? You know what I mean? Oh, there we go. Interesting. Is it a secret, or is it just like I don't need people to know? Why would people need to know about that? I don't care if they know, but I'm not going to willingly offer information about it.
I'm going to look up secret on Google.
Yeah, Google up what
Secret.
a secret is.
A secret is, it's
What?
the adjective, the noun. Something that is kept or meant to be kept unknown by others.
Okay, so it's not meant to be kept unknown by others. So it's not a secret technically.
Kept or meant to be kept.
Oh, okay. Kept unknown. If somebody, yeah, I guess it is a secret then. But I guess like then everyone has secrets. Everyone has secrets, right?
Do you want me to share a secret? Well, I wanted you to share a secret, and you wouldn't do it.
Maybe
You were too cowardly
Maybe
to do
you
it.
start and I go, oh, that's what you mean. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because you're going someplace kind of intense.
I think I'm just thinking about sex stuff for some
Oh,
reason.
sure. Well, that's what an obvious thing to have secrets over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
we live in a culture that is like that is private and secret.
That's what I'm saying. Where I'm like, okay, I could talk about all the things I'm into.
but it doesn't have to be that.
That's why I'm like,
secret.
tell me.
Okay, my secret is that.
Hey, Nick?
Yeah,
What's your secret?
water and a good night's sleep. My secret is that I go a really long time between cleaning my bathroom. Way too long, and it's really yucky and gross.
Oh, yeah. I mean, kind of same. Actually, it's more so just I don't go a long time cleaning my bathroom. Between that, I go a long time my shower. I'll go a long time between cleaning my shower. But I'll clean my toilet and my sink.
One time, Errol was like, "You're kind of like a straight guy in some ways," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "What could you possibly mean?"
Is that like the biggest slander for you? Like,
I wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it was. It was partially maybe a little slanderous, but then another part of it was me being like, I don't see myself this way at all.
as a straight man.
I just don't. I'm not seeing the where I don't. I'm not seeing it at myself.
Yeah, totally.
And he was like, well, sometimes you get really frustrated and cranky like a little baby in a way that's straight guy vibes. And I was like, got it.
Really?
He was like, you'll get frustrated by something that's like not that big of a deal. And he's like, and it feels sort of straight to me. And then his other thing was he was like, and I don't think you're like cleaning your bathroom, washing your towels enough.
That
and
I
was
can
like,
agree with.
that is right. And I'm now going to make a change. And I will say right after that, I did my laundry. I washed my bath. I cleaned my
But
bathroom.
I feel like getting cranky about stuff that's not a big deal is not straight. But it's just the way you're
the
doing
way that
it.
I get frustrated, I feel like is so like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like it's,
I will say, yeah. I think sometimes when you get cranky, you can feel like a really old man.
totally.
Like that
but
is,
that
yeah.
old man crankiness is gay guy a little bit. No?
I guess maybe, but it just feels very
Maybe it's just
specific
when
to.
straight men get old, they start acting a little gay.
Yeah. Well, I wonder. Well, we have to think about how many men didn't come out, and are just.
Oh,
and maybe
sure,
that's
but
why
I
they're
think
cranky.
straight men, as they get old, the like energy it takes to keep the like machismo, or even just the like
Machismo?
I'm saying a different word now. The energy it takes to keep like stoicism and like coldness up is just like gone when you're old, and you're like, no, I'm a little fussy. I wanted my figurines in the right place. That's not straight. But I can't even imagine a straight thing.
I was okay. I think I like when somebody's bit is failing, and that moment when or how you deal with it or something, or like your pitch or your attempt.
Why are you bringing this up?
Because you just did it. I like the way you handled it.
I don't think it was failing.
Or whatever. You acknowledged something
went
wasn't going
perfect.
right about it. You know what I mean?
Every
I
moment
love
heaven.
that moment because it's such a moment of like, it's so vulnerable, and you're like, everyone's kind of like, what are they gonna do? What? So for viewers,
No. What's your art to me this
for
week?
listeners, Nick is clenched.
I watched back a few episodes and I don't sit still. I mean, in episodes 2 and 3, I'm sick, so maybe I'm uncomfortable. But I just am always like,
Everyone does fidget stuff.
no,
right?
you're much stiller than me in me rewatching some of these.
Really.
I like can't stop like.
Is it because you're keeping secrets?
Yeah, it's the weight of all my secrets. It's your time to do art to me. I think we've exhausted secrets.
Yeah, I think so. All right. I'm going to do an art to me now. So what?
I was just imagining that we came back from the commercial and I just go, you used to hit me.
That's so funny.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2,
Hey,
3,
Hey,
4,
what if I grabbed you?
5.
Can you imagine getting just grabbed by
Yeah,
like
it's what
your
you used to do to me.
necklace? Oh. But it used to be way longer, so I had more to grab onto. You know what I mean?
That in
It's what
when someone
where's
like
that,
holds, it's mostly
no, no, no.
cartoons.
Yeah.
When someone
someone,
holds
like,
someone's up.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, hold on.
When
someone
someone's
like,
back, when they do you
hold-
ever know? Wow.
when you
so
like
sometimes
old move like
have
Animaniacs.
you ever seen something
When someone grabs
Roger
a
Rabbit
thing,
left frames,
like,
and the thing frame moves
what
hand?
the hell?
Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
get it.
All right, so I'm gonna do an art to me.
Okay.
Unless I just did one. Can we remember?
It's not important,
So an art to me. Did I already say this?
huh?
Hold on. Giving someone an update about your life that's sad.
No.
Okay. That feels like a true art to me. Because
I'm not good at this.
Yeah. Yeah. I concur. It's hard.
You concur that I'm not?
Yeah.
Say more about me.
Well, because here's the thing: is because you are like everything.
My
everyone
darknesses are
has
private.
to feel really good, and everything's okay. Everything's okay. You know what I mean? I think like sometimes
Why do you think I'm like that?
people pleasy.
What did you
People
call me?
pleasy mac and cheesy.
You want
right?
to see my people pleasy?
Can you open your mouth? Your McCrispy swollen. But you're a people pleaser, right? You have people pleasing tendencies.
I think we've arrived in a place culturally where that's not quite the most apt. It feels like a blanket term for a lot of actual other more specific things.
What would you call yours?
If
you gave her a name.
It's a mixture of things. Rebecca-ngna?
Rebecca-ngna? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just
Can't
call her
argue
that
with
because
that.
she makes me.
Yeah.
I think
And you'll
that
do anything to please her.
I want to respond a little bit more toward the art to me in particular.
Yeah. Towards what?
I do so much of like, oh, my sadnesses are actually needing to be private and like it's going to be a burden on others to share them. That's my impulse.
Like, oh, so you just don't say anything?
I try to push past it sometimes.
So do you just not tell people
that I'm sad or that I'm
or that you're having
sad
something?
happens? It so depends because there's some people that I'm like, I don't want to have that. You're not the person I want to have even a conversation about that with, and I'm not going to just be like, I'm pretty sad, and you're not the person I want to have that conversation. I don't want to be honest there, so I'm being like, I'm fine. I'm good. What the hell is up with Lindsay Lohan these days? Like, just switch it over.
Sometimes when I tell someone a story that I've processed and I'm not feeling like bad or sad about anymore, and I'm like, yeah, it was just like this. They're like, you know, how was your trip? And I'm like, something like not great happened on my trip, or something. You know, then I'm like, but it's been months. I'm like, oh yeah, this thing happened. They're like, oh, I'm really sorry, and I'm like, I'm like, we're over that as a culture. Everything's fine. Like that kicks into me, and I go, and then I try to make a joke or something like, well, I killed him. Or something like
there is this interesting thing around like what the appropriate weight is with which to like divulge or receive difficult information, because there is sometimes people will really casually throw out something that it sounds very intense and traumatic in a way where I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Or, they'll like kind of laugh and I'll feel like I can't even imagine a way to react without being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened.
Example.
I think a lot of people make like joke casually about sexual assaults that have happened to them, like being a victim of a sexual assault.
Yeah. People
like kind of throw it off. And I feel like when I hear that, I don't want to be like, you know, like I feel like hearing someone even make a joke about it. If we're having a one-on-one conversation, I still feel kind of responsible for being like, that sucks that happened.
Yeah. I think I just follow their lead energetically. Like,
and
if
you
they
match that,
move past it. Like we'll just in that energy, maybe not responding to it necessarily, but like throw something in just within that same energetic, like ease kind of feeling, you know?
I'm trying to make ease out of it. I'll do like a word association that takes us somewhere totally different.
I really have a hard time not trying to if I'm saying something sad, of not trying to make a joke and undercut it
totally
consistently to like, well, but then sometimes I do it. I'm getting like better at it where there's a moment where if you do it at the right time, it's really funny and it relieves the tension in a really nice way. But if you do it at the wrong time, you're like undermining your own experience, and it's like you get like a little pause and like a little it's like a hand gesture of someone just like putting their hand on your knee, like, and you're like, oh, but I guess I'm sad.
Totally.
It's like then you start crying. It's like the kid on the news
who's talking about if she's gonna miss his mom.
Is that what it is?
I think she goes, are you gonna miss your mom? And he goes
yeah. Wait.
Or he goes, no.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
I think that's what she asks her. Maybe I'm like, what would make me cry like that as a kid or an adult?
Yeah.
I love my mom.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything else
about delivering difficult or sad information?
Yeah.
I don't have anything nuanced or like fun to say about it.
It doesn't have to be
I feel
fun.
like my only thing to say about it is like, that's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm bad at it.
I think
it's so hard for me to just be like, I'm sad, because I'm always like, everyone want to have a good time.
I think for me, I'm like, if I'm processed, I don't know. I think I just am like, I try to let whatever comes up come up. And if, yeah.
I do think in general, on the whole, you have a less difficult time taking up space than me in like that way.
But that is also, that's an art too.
That's
give
not
yourself
to say that-
permission to take up space. 'cause
Yeah, of
It was
course.
not like that for me for a long time.
How far back?
I think like to really take up space, like in in all parts of my life, I think like the past year and a half. But I think like I would, because I was not healed, I would take up a lot of space in certain parts of my life, and then none in others where I actually needed to.
I
take
feel
up
like a
space.
huge amount of our relationship was you being like, I need the focus right now of what you and me are thinking about to be that I'm really upset and scared because I think the berries I've been eating are making me gonna have to go to the hospital because I coughed.
Yeah, I think. Oh my God! Remember when I had COVID?
I remember many times of
I
you being like,
freaked
the energy of the house
out.
right now
I freaked
is that
out.
I think I'm dying.
Oh yeah.
Or
No,
that
yeah.
someone didn't text me back. And that's going to be the energy of the house today.
Yeah, yeah. That was. Yep. That was really.
So I've
a lot
only
of me
experienced
processing out
you,
loud.
in my opinion, being like someone pretty comfortable taking up space with difficult negative emotions.
Listen, baby, I was not comfortable. I'll tell you that. I was not comfortable.
The discomfort of what you were feeling inside for you was bigger than the discomfort of you worrying about how you made the house.
I gave
Feel.
myself, so in 2021, it was like January 2021, I got COVID. It was the first time I had gotten it. And at that time, all the articles were like, dead. You're dead on arrival, honey. If you even can make it to the hospital, you're dead. And so I was like, all right, well, it's been nice. I didn't really kind of make it as far as I wanted to in my career. I didn't start a podcast with my ex-boyfriend yet. And so we're not where we want to be. And I was freaked out. I was like laying on the carpet in like child's pose, just my head on the carpet, just like downstairs. And I worked myself up so much that I started having heart palpitations. And I was like, here we go.
My COVID is giving me a heart attack.
Yeah, I thought I was having a heart attack, and so I drove myself to the hospital at 3, and Nick was there too. At like 3:30, I go in, I get all IV. Nick couldn't come in, so he's in the car. I get all hooked up. I get an IV in. They run all these tests, and I was like, okay, at least And here's the thing: I felt so calm in my bed in the ER. All of a sudden I was like, I was so chill. And then they came back and they were like, nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. This is anxiety. This is a panic attack. And I was like, I am the most powerful person in my brain. I could do this. My subconscious is amazing. But the psychosomatic of it all is so crazy. What you can do to
not
yourself.
even just the COVID thing, but it was sort of every like
That's the only time I ever
4
acted like
or
that in my
5
life.
nights you had kind of that
That's the
big
only time.
of an emotional experience that I was sort of party
Well,
to.
also we were together when I went through my whole I had this crazy spiral just about death and like processing death because we started making money, and it was the first time I had ever in my entire life not been in survival mode and had more than I needed. And something about that was like, boom, now process death as a concept. And it was like a year and a half of it. And it was, I would go to bed and I would have nightmare after nightmare of horrific
it's almost all we would talk about.
ways I would die. And I cultivated like a death workshop. I was like doing all this. I was just trying to process it, trying to read a lot about it. I was going to become a death doula. I still would. But it did help me learn how to live my life. A lot. Death was like a really great teacher.
Totally.
Whoa, that is an art. Is processing death.
Yeah.
What an art.
Sure, I agree.
Say anything.
I agree. Processing
Say
death
something.
is an
I'm
art.
giving up on you.
You can go ahead and just let go.
No.
Yeah. You have such big feelings.
I really do.
You have huge feelings.
And here's the thing. I wish I didn't.
Totally.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, or like, I understand that it's
I was not I don't think I was in a place when we were together to be like, as bad as the way Jenson is acting is making me feel, he must be feeling even worse.
Yeah.
I didn't really have that. So I was just like, my boyfriend has been staying up till 3 a.m. every night wanting to talk about the darkest stuff for a year. Or like my boyfriend has a panic attack about thinking that he has to go to the hospital, has like gained an amount of weight over the last few months that means that he has a mysterious illness that we don't know about. Like just a new thing all the time. And I could have been more understanding, but I also think I did it okay.
Hey.
I had a tough job in front of me.
Can I tell you that it was probably maybe a year and a half ago. Our friend Sam Nolman, we have a mutual friend. It's so funny, such a funny writer, performer.
What if I'm like, I don't think that?
That's
no,
my secret.
He's amazing.
I, for my whole life, thought I was a chill person. Shut up! Or you don't have to say anything. You have your mouth making sounds.
I feel like I've openly expressed to you for years and years and years and years that I don't find you that way. But you're not. It's hard for you to listen and believe me.
Yeah, for sure. But he laughed so hard at me when I told him that I was a chill person. He's like, that is the last word I would ever use to describe you.
I would describe you generously as a handful.
That's generous? That feels like, I think I'm a joy.
And you can have a handful of things that make you smile.
You should be a politician.
No.
Yeah, I actually think you'd be a really good politician.
You're like, you should have one of the hardest and worst jobs ever.
What's an art to me that you have?
Love to share. I'm going to call this art to me getting ahead of the story. But what I mean is having something about you or doing something embarrassing and making it clear that you saw, you know. You get it? It's not a mystery to you.
Whoa. Wow. Okay.
I'll at the gym sometimes like fumble or drop something and I have to be like, or it's the thing of like when the Ellen thing where you trip a little bit and then you run or something, or I don't know. No, because that's not quite it. It's letting everyone know that you saw that you did something stupid.
Yeah.
But it's more than just like even an individual event. It's even me being like, yeah, I was a bitch on episode 2 of this podcast. It's like, I know.
You're like, I'm addressing it on the pod before you come in the comments and then I have to make an apology video.
Period.
Yeah. It's just being self-aware.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an art to me.
I think that's an art. And then I think
getting ahead of the story. It's me showing up to your front door and being like, don't even talk about my outfit. I know. I was like half asleep.
Whoa. Okay. And then I think sometimes it's a double-edged sword because then I think sometimes you plant an idea in somebody's head that it would have never been there.
Yes.
Like it's like I wasn't clocking your outfit at all, but now I'm rethinking our friendship.
I'm imagining like accidentally like really outing yourself on something no one else would have noticed. Being like, so yeah, I drooled when the hot guy walked by. Whatever. And everyone's like, we didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, so my nipples got super pointy when the wind blew. And everyone's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean that sounds like just
a serial killer accidentally confessing.
Yeah.
Okay, my mouth started to water when the dead body came in. I'm a killer.
Well, that's like the Robert Durst thing and the burping.
Totally. Yeah. But he's not trying to get ahead of the story when he says and the burping. No. He's saying that to himself.
Yeah.
But I think he's stoned. You know how sometimes you get really stoned and you're just a private audience for yourself? Yeah. So much of the Jinx is me watching and being like, that's where he is all the time. Like he's really, really high on weed. They say like when he gets arrested, he has so much weed on him. He's like always doing weed. And the like hot mic moment is so clearly like you when you're so high and you're like, they've caught me. And the burping. Killed them all, of course. Like, I'm like, that kind of like linguistically is so familiar to me, even though the specifics
A
aren't.
very, very quick art to me is being a good audience for yourself while you're high. Because that is something that that's a reason why I do not get high.
Totally.
Is because do not leave me in a room with myself when I'm high, because we're going to get into an argument.
No.
Or maybe I haven't done it in a while. Maybe I'm healthier now. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Take it slow if you want to go on a journey to find out.
Sounds good.
Okay.
We'll be back after this. Should
Jenson?
we do another art to me, or should
Yeah.
we just do it? Okay. Tube.
Love that.
Okay, I think that a real art to me is setting up the extension cords in your home or office or whatever. Like having the right setup of extension cords so that you get all the appliances that you want and need, and things are hidden.
Yeah.
And am I the only one who thinks about stuff like
I'm
this?
passionate about this because of you.
Yeah.
You
it
introduced
really-
this into my life.
Yes, because here's the thing is I'm clocking where I'm relaxing the most, and right there, I want there to be a very accessible phone charger, a laptop charger, whatever charger I need around. I gotta work an extension cord there, or a lamp that I want in a specific place.
Remember charging vapes?
For a moment, but for a moment, Nicholas.
There was just the time.
It was a time of the past, and I barely remember it.
The girls were hungry. The men were at work. The chimneys,
And the metal was piping through my veins.
Christians in the mines. Everyone. I can only think of the name Christian.
Christian?
Christian?
Think of one. Go another name. Go now.
Vanessica.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that art to me. I agree with it. I need to. Outlet covers. Not outlet covers. Wire organizers
Yes.
that have the little flap that covers.
That's important. I just got into
It
those.
rocks.
Yeah.
I've got one where because I've got a big mural on one of my walls, if you can believe.
Brag.
And I have a floating shelf that I installed.
Yeah.
A projector sits on that shelf, and then I have one of those things that runs along below it, closes, and I've painted the mural over it.
Yeah. That's
Really
really
cool.
nice. That's
One of the
really
smartest
smart.
guys.
Yeah. It really is important to get that set up, because some of these homes in Los Angeles.
Homes. Some of these homes in Los Angeles.
The outlets are crazy.
Yeah.
The outlets are crazy. Learning how to run an extension cord, the kind you need.
Yeah. Colors.
It's an art. Colors.
I know you're not putting orange in my house.
Look, I threw out an art to me, and some art to me's are short, and then that's all.
Okay.
Do friend and enemy, says Oren.
I don't have a friend of the week.
You don't?
I do. Everything okay?
Yeah.
What did you grab that for so fast?
Because I need that right there.
Okay. Awesome.
For people who are just listening, I grabbed a small little lacy white pillow and I moved it to my side of the couch.
Apropos of absolutely
Everything.
nothing.
Apropos of the whole conversation. If you're watching, you get it.
Apropova.
Can you do one? Or do you want me to do
Yes.
one?
No, I want to do one.
Go ahead.
I do want to talk about.
Actually, can
what
I do
have.
mine? Because it's funny.
Yes.
Me being impatient. That's my enemy of the week.
Oh yeah.
I don't even
you
for one
are
second.
so impatient.
Shut up
You
right
kind
now.
of suck balls off.
I'm sucking balls off right now.
You suck balls clean off today.
I am so impatient, and I'm trying so hard to learn patience. It is so hard for me. I get bored like that.
Do you know what the doorway to patience is?
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
And look, I'm trying to practice gratitude because it's true.
It's not having what you want. It's wanting what you've got. Show Crow, soak up the sun.
Show Chris Angel opener.
Show Crusoe, hope in the sun.
Cue Chris Angel opener.
Hey everybody, are we excited for Chris Angel or what?
No, it is. I know. I am such like a lusty little bitch. Like I want everything all the time. It is. You have to like be grateful for what you do have.
It
Because then when I do
rocks.
stop and I go, oh wow, I'm very blessed.
This is why being home with my little projects is so nice, because I'm
know.
just, that is so like, I got everything I need. I got all the pieces for this little project.
I'm trying. That's why gardening has been nice for me because I have something to do. And I think especially for me too is if I have nothing to do, I'm gonna think about what I don't have. So get a hobby.
Yeah.
Get one hobby. I have found that people that especially in a city of some sort of like industry, some sort of like performative industry or any really like a tech industry or something, like having your whole life wrapped up in one thing is so bad for
Poison.
you. And you gotta have a hobby.
Yeah.
What's your friend?
Oh, my friend of the week. I made a little cover for my mannequin that's my measurements. So now my mannequin is my exact measurements. Oh, I made a little outfit so fast.
That is so nice. That's
and it fit me perfect.
What a gift to give yourself.
I know. And I did it like right as it's
That
okay for me to.
I loved it though.
In my culture, we use all parts of the voice. It was amazing because it was right when I started feeling well again after being sick that I started making it. And I just use those days when it's like I can't really go outside, but I don't want to just sit and watch TV.
Yeah.
And that was the perfect solve. And now it's paying dividends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Venture capitalist.
I've got
of your
the
own
venture
body.
capitalism of my own body. The body
Be
keeps
a venture
the bank.
capitalist of your own body. Invest in yourself.
Aw,
That
not just your
is-
body. What about the mind and spirit? What of the mind and spirit?
Whatever. Those will catch up.
I'm going to do an art to me
Get that body
quickly.
snatched. I'm kidding. Wait, I want to say just another enemy of the week for me is eating fast food. It ruins me now. I cannot eat fast food. I am tanked. I'm tired. I feel sick. I'm groggy. I don't want to do anything. It's so bad.
I'm in my groceries era, unfortunately.
Me too.
But you're in your fast food
But
bag?
I just realized I can't have it. That's my end of the week.
It's over for you.
Yes, it should
Curtains.
be. Yeah, but say an art to me.
Poos. My art to me is choosing between never, never, never give up and this is not a fit for me.
Whoa.
I feel that
Where have you done that?
all over the place.
Tell us one.
Relationships, hobbies, careers. There is a thing in relationships where you're like, I'm never going to quit you. But also you need to, at a certain point, be like, actually, this is really bad for both of us. And it would be better if it weren't happening.
Well, that's what it is because you have to. It's like actually deciphering what makes you feel good. So
Sure.
I feel like that's more the challenge there is like what makes
But
me
there's
feel
so much
good.
programming. I think I've thought of it recently because I was thinking more of like, I said no to doing a stand-up show recently because I was like, that actually doesn't sound like it would make me that happy to do right now.
Yeah.
And there's like a past version of me, and I think the version that America really totes to people, which is like, don't stop. You need to be absolutely ruthless with yourself and like be like an Olympic gymnast about whatever you pick, the one thing. And I think for a long time I really subscribed to that, and past versions of me would be like, well, I said I was doing stand-up 5 years ago, which means I should never turn down an opportunity to do it. And now I'm like, oh, that didn't sound so good to me, so I'm going to pass on that so I can spend more time with my serger and my new little mannequin because that sounds fun.
That's real. But I think like in a relationship though, like you're gonna go through hard times, and so you have to be like, overall, do I feel good? You know, like does this bring me joy? Because there are going to be times with everything where
but deciding what overall is a little more complicated than that. Because
it's individual to you, right? It's like,
well, I'm saying not only is it individual to you, but also there are like different increments of time, like things like going through a tough time. A tough time that's like we had a fight today is different than a tough time that's like I've been unhappy for the last 2 years. Like
Right,
they
but then
mean
you-
super different things.
you-
But there are also marriages where people were like, the 2 years in 2015 and 2016 were hard, but we're happier than
Right.
ever.
because a lot of those things also, especially in a relationship,
Especially.
I have a lot of things to say to you,
Okay,
and they're all good.
great. I'm looking forward to them.
In a relationship though, you're also learning how to communicate what you want and need. So I think for me, like as long as two people really actually care about each other deeply, like you're gonna say like you're gonna figure out how to say what you need. And it sometimes I think the reason why like the most tragic version of like a breakup is two people are like, I love you so much, and right now we just really both want this thing that actually conflicts with the thing that you want, and so we have to separate.
I want to live in Idaho and you want to climb Mount Everest.
Sure. Yeah.
That's why we broke up.
I know why we broke up, but we haven't told the world yet.
I wanted to live in Idaho and Jensen wanted to climb Mount Everest.
And we both did it. Now we're back.
We both climbed. We just both did what he wanted.
Yeah. No, but I think like even like in a career, right? You have to be like, can this thing give me back what I want? It's almost like you have to go, like if we're doing stand up or something, you go and you be like, this is how I want to do stand up. Can I do it the way I want to do it?
But there's also like sometimes things feel not good because you like are learning how to do them. So like the never, never, never give up thing is like the first time I ever did my makeup, I looked so bad. And
That's
it
why
didn't
you
feel,
have to think about
but
your
it
joy.
didn't feel so good because it was like being bad at things sometimes doesn't feel so good.
Yeah.
But there's also the like keep going when it's persisting when things are difficult is there's a lot of value to that.
But sometimes when you're first trying out and you're not good at something, that can bring so much joy to the people around you. Because Oren, one of our producers, did put himself in drag makeup and then put it on his close friend story, and I screenshot it and now I send it to him all the time. And it's my favorite picture I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's a very, very good photo.
So sometimes you have to think about your community when
Totally.
you're trying things that you could be
Being
bringing
of
joy.
service.
Yes. And so I you know, especially within the queer community, we give back constantly.
I thank you for doing that, Oren.
Thank you. We want to thank
That
Oren.
really sent me. That gave me a thrill for the whole
I'll
night.
put it up right here. I'll put it right up here. Yeah.
If you're not watching the visual version of this, run
That's
to
on you,
YouTube
yeah.
and watch the visual version of this.
It was exactly what it needed to be.
It
That's what I'll say.
made me feel something, which all good art should.
Yeah.
Good art should leave you with more questions than answers, and it
Yeah.
absolutely did. All right, well, let's end on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was fun, you guys. We're gonna see you another time.
All right. Thank you guys.
Besos. No kisses.
Baby, it's art to me. I want you to talk art to me. Then it's gonna be art to me. You're making it art to me. Oh, don't you regret the chart to me. Saying this is not smart to me.